It was the first group that presented. The game was very interesting, but maybe the safe area could have been readjusted maybe as home, right? And then what I liked about it is because that you highlighted focus questions, which is missing from the rest of the group. Because it's a tactical focus, and remember, in the beginning, I said what's important is the design of the game and the focus questions. So that's the only group that actually highlighted focus questions. Okay? So give a big hand for all of them. Good mention of dynamic stretching there and cooling down as well. I'm sure you're going to see a smile from us in here. Okay, maybe what you can do is, when you explain the game, instead of, this applies to everyone, when you explain the game, instead of looking at the lesson plan, maybe look at the lesson plan just to see the objective. Okay. Hello? Okay. And then maybe you can use the visualizer to explain the game straight away. Like by standing here, show the diagram and just explain it so that you don't waste a lot of time. Right? That's one of the presentation skills that I need to highlight to all of you. Then, well done, Tina's group. Next one is Nasik's group. Apparently, from what I've spoken to most of the facilitators, what you guys are focusing on is the throwing skill instead. So it wasn't highlighted the tactical focus. Because in TGFU, what needs to be highlighted is the tactical focus. That's what we want to see. Okay? We don't want to see the FMSs because that's another, that means that you are actually assessing FMS in a game situation. You can assess FMS and TGFU at the same time, but you also need to really highlight the tactical skill, or the tactical focus, I'm sorry. Okay? Good game. Alright? For Ali's group, okay, we had a sort of a confusion there because it was macam base running draw or hitting open space. So from my point of view, it's more onto hitting for open space rather than base running, because you were mentioning in your rubrics that you were focusing on running into space, finding, making the fielders move. That's what I caught the gist. And then as well, your checklist. Your checklist is a mixture of both the tactical focus and the skill. So you need to focus on one thing. And it's very, very wordy. So you really need to restructure it back. So if it's for the checklist, maybe what you can do is, if you want to focus on the skill, just focus on the skill. Don't mix both the technical focus and the skill at the same, in one worksheet. Right? So you just need to redesign the checklist, but the game is fantastic. Right? Now for Amal's group, here, good way of explaining. I liked it, it was straight to the point. The rules are clear. Right? And then what I like about the game is, I really like the game because it really highlighted the concept that they want to push across, which was base running. Am I correct? Was it base running? And maybe instead of using the fielders, just to list collectors, so that you know, so that your students know that you are just focusing on the batters. It's a game, something that I've never seen before. So you actually created like a new game there. Okay? And then I like the fact that maybe I will need to highlight is where the basket should be, which is behind the batter. Maybe you should bring it in front because of safety precautions. Because there might be a chance where the collector just ran straight into the home base and knocked into the batter. So probably bring it in front. At least give some fair chance for the collectors as well. Right? Because it's far, they're already standing by the side where the home base is, am I correct? And then you're going to shoot, and then you're going to run and catch, and come back, and they're actually running further than they have started. So maybe put the basket in front. Alright? Well done, that's a good job. However, However, what you are missing is the focus question. So maybe that's what you need to do. To create a worksheet maybe, or a checklist that highlights the focus question, like what do you want to see from the students? You highlighted that base running. So one thing is, in order to get the base running, you need to make sure that the ball are further back. So that's all the question. Maybe what you can say to the students is, what are the ways for you to score more runs? Do you hit the ball further back or further front? You can use MCQ questions so that the students can just circle. Right? Okay? The other group, Nasria's group, your game is actually very interesting, because when I came up to you guys and sat and listened, it was very interesting. But the way you guys presented, it was a bit too lengthy. So maybe if you could just straight on to the diagram, I'm sure everybody else would have understood what you were saying. The rubrics are, Masnur, I saw on yours is cut and paste. Is that what you wrote? Yeah. So maybe you need to reword it a bit. Other than that, well done. Interesting game. Melanie group, you did peer assessment, correct? And then your focus is on positions on the field, fielding. You did rubrics and checklists. Masnur highlighted that the checklists are quantitative. Was it yours? Is it correct? Your rubrics are quantitative. You didn't have no rubrics, you just did checklist. Oh dear, what have I done? But I also highlighted you needed focus questions. That's what you need to do. Because I was confused because you were discussing among yourselves on top here. So there's a bit of miscommunication there. And then we have Masnur's group, the first group, Amir's group. Need to highlight the main tactical focus. You need to just be simplified in explaining the game. Right? The rubrics is quantitative. Do you know what I mean by quantitative? By hitting how many bases with the numbers. Okay, I really need to talk to you guys because it seems like you guys are a bit lost. I'm sorry, just have to be frank there. Right? And then we have Rahman's group. Well done. The game was interesting, probably because you used the equipment. Maybe because you have Hafi there to help you out with taking out the equipment. And you covered base running. Yep. Very, very much interesting game, but you need to highlight to your students that when you explain to them that the group 2 can run all together to do the houses or rumah or whatever it's called. Okay, it's a good combination of both a traditional game and a modern game, right? And then your assessment would have been better if it's peer assessment, because that game can only occupy about 5-10 per student, and you have 2 stations because it's 25. So if you are teacher assessing, you have to wait, and you probably won't finish in one lesson because you have to see everyone tick, 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 then go on to the next one. So it would have been better as a peer assessment. Okay, now the winner. Well, first I need you all to stand up and give a big clap because I've seen today a very fantastic work from all of you. You were great thinkers. No break. You can see all the fronts like this. Banyak sudah. Okay, berfikir sudah namanya. But the winner for tomorrow, okay, what's gonna happen is tomorrow the winner will be given umbrellas for them to stand in the sun. Other teachers are not allowed to use umbrella unless they have MCs to produce it or excuses yang health related. Okay, kahwin related tidak kira tak? Only health related. Okay, the teachers will be given umbrellas. Facilitators will actually help to hold the umbrella for you. And we will also give you cold drinks in the middle not over, because in what is planned is, it was supposed to be a half-an-hour lesson plan creation, bukannya sejam. I was supposed to give you just half an hour, but it seems like all the teachers are sabar, kami membuat dulu, wait, okay, so we had to extend it, and we had to push our sample of assessing TGFU to tomorrow morning. Okay, we are going to show you how we assess TGFU in striking and fielding. So when you come in tomorrow, we're going to jump straight 8 o'clock. I will explain to you how a class will start, and then the game, and we're going to jump straight onto the field and do the practical activity. So I'm sorry for the morning half tomorrow. You will be probably about 2 hours or 3 hours under the sun because of today's session, because you're going to push back. Okay? Hold on, I have some feedback from Azrin.
I won't waste your time. Let's just akhiri dengan surah Al-As. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-As. Amin, amin, ya Rabbal alamin. Thank you very much, you guys. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wow, na jadi umbrella. Alamak.